Hollywood is dead, says actress, writer, director Justine Bateman in a brutal, honest article that she's written in regards to the state of Hollywood, its past, its present, and its future. And I got to tell you, man, I was blown away. So, welcome to the Latino Slant to all my members. There's a very special video just for you guys, and we're gonna get to a little bit of this. If you haven't already, though, I want you to check out the video that's connected to it. It's a video I just did prior. It is the Sasha Kaye Supergirl fiasco, where she opens up about that. And I wanted to bring that up because that is the connective tissue here. She is Sasha Kaye Leslie Grace, Supergirl, Batgirl, Super, are the collateral damage of being parts of franchises. That for the sake of content, for the sake of a silly agenda that ruins creativity, that's what Justine Bateman is pointing to, and that has ruined Hollywood. Well, let's get to this story right now. I want to lay the scene a little bit for you guys, because she talks about what Hollywood used to be, what Hollywood used to be, and she says, "I tell you what it was like up to the last era of Hollywood. I was there. There was a high concentration of talented artists. There was enough room for everyone who had the luck, the determination, and the talent. Room for new actors, directors, and writers to come into established businesses. There was a place for the Farrah Fawcett's and the Sir Laurence Oliviers. There were gatekeepers, tastemakers, and kingmakers. Up through the gatekeeping and tastemaking filters, these talents would emerge. Time would be taken to promote their work and their image. Careful decisions would be made to maintain the quality of their output, and new arrivals paid respect to those who were already there, to those who had built up the business for these newcomers to flourish. Money was paid, and everyone seemed to be enough. There seemed to be enough to go around. Residuals were healthy and could sustain between those jobs. Distribution was clear and steady, whether on TV and in cinema or on DVD or video. There were parties and meetings and lucky encounters with all kinds of executives, actors, directors, cinematographers, etc. And this all happened in person. It was an entity, a world, a group that you earned your way into, and you knew your reputation was going to matter now and in the future. You wanted the respect of those around you, and you wanted to be worthy of being brought up into their projects. All of this mattered to everyone in the business, and the audience knew it when they saw the resulting work. But that structure, Justine says, is gone for the sake of churning out content. How did Hollywood die? Well, okay, as you can see, guys, as you can see, this is a very well written opinion, right? This is so on the money in regards to, for the sake of just the structure of filmmaking, of creativity, of people coming in, and the respect of the work, and the respect of a film. And she goes on to say, a film genre. She goes on to paint the modern age of Hollywood, and how the last 15 years, and she says this here, have ruined everything that she just laid out for you. Because what happens is, it started as innocent streamers, House of Cards, such and such, that was so rare that they were on Netflix, or that they were there, that was okay at first, but then tech came in, and tech bought up everything. Everything with streamers, Amazon, Prime, etc., etc. So they needed content, and we still need content. Pushing out content, pushing down the price, paying creatives. The creatives were really the kind of just like a very interchangeable part, as is the story. She says, yeah, there are remarkable works, but they are the rarity, and they weren't the norm. And that's Hollywood right now. There's so much content that there's so much distraction. And she gave an example of how, what was it, Hollywood Reporter recently put up the A list, and they're all influencers. And that that irony makes sense because we're in an influencer age in regards to social media garbage content and how that creative content can be mistaken for pieces of work, art. This is my main argument too about being a content creator. I find nothing creative about what we do here. I just turn on and I review or react. Sometimes I have interviews and give my opinion, but I'm not a creative. This is not a creative a work of art. This is just I'm servicing and spotlighting those works of art. So if if whatever you want to call what we do is creative content, then adult pretenders are actors. So if you're going to give me one, you got to give me the other. There's this cynical takedown of the pure art of the creatives in Hollywood that is really kind of I don't want to say unfair, right? I don't want to say unfair. It is it has gone overboard. It has definitely gone overboard where there is no longer any love or fascination or respect for that art form. Whether you call it professionally lying, adult pretending, I could say the same thing as that. No, we're not creative content creators. Those are creations. So that's the age that we're in. And that's not Hollywood. And now with the arrival of AI, which Justine talks about in her article, it's a fascinating article, which I'll have the link for you guys, where it is now going to take over and speed up to a point where there will be no filmmaking. It's all going to be AI prompts. It's all going to be prompts to your algorithms, and the algorithms will feed you so quickly to where you're starring in your own films, literally, not figuratively, literally going to be starring in your own deep fake adventure movies. But according to Justine, and this is her opinion, which I think is on point, you, the viewer, are going to yearn for old Hollywood. You, the viewer, are going to grow sick and tired of this constant combative beatdown of your senses for your attention, where you'll crave creative art form. And filmmakers, a new breed of filmmakers will rise out of this. She uses the example of jazz. Okay, I think this is wonderful. I'm a big fan of jazz. Before jazz in modern time, there was what kind of waltzes and kind of like sterile ballads. Jazz threw out that structure and often created no structure, but with a structured beat at times, and even throughout modern time. So you know, I'm excited for that future. And I gotta tell you, you guys have to read this article. I will have it in the video box description. I will. But I connect all this with what Sasha Kaya went through, and what she shared with us, what Justine is writing about here, because you need to hear what they're saying, not only on the words but in between lines. We're talking about livelihoods. We're talking about careers and on works, the craft. They used to call acting the craft. When do we hear about that ever? Directing the craft, writing the craft. We never hear about that anymore. It's never referred to that anymore. And that's infuriating to me. That's heartbreaking to me. So uh it's really both are great insights to what Hollywood is going through from a person who, from Justine as a writer, director, now film festival organizer, to a young actor who was promised the world, signed up for a franchise and was spit out uh, very ruthlessly by the content machine. So ah. This is interesting, guys. All right, to all the members of the Latino Slant, Thank you guys so much. Make sure that you guys watch all our exclusive content. And I thank you again for being a member wherever you're at. Keep that slant fuerte. Gracias.